What's up, guys? Scott Lowe here with Brian Biggles.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Here to bring you another Rewind Theater for Call of Duty, now with the first reveal trailer where we see gameplay footage and all sorts of awesome stuff. So let's back it up a little bit. Going back. There we go. So we start off with the Hudson Bay, looking at New York City under attack by Russian Hind helicopters. I think there's some F-22 Raptors off in the distance. Of course, those are U.S. Fighter planes, and just all sorts of ships just in various states of disarray.
Yeah, this is, I think, actually the East River, and over to the left is Battery Park towards the ground there. And right in the center there, you'll notice like a building that hasn't actually been constructed yet. That's the Freedom Tower.
Yeah, so basically that's the new building that is replacing the World Trade Center that is currently under construction and won't be finished until 2014. So that gives us a sense of the date of the thing. So it's obviously after 2014.
Yeah, absolutely. And Activision is begging for more controversy on this. So, yeah.
The mainstream media is going to have a field day with that. So back it up a little bit. We see a Russian Hind parked outside of basically Wall Street. You got the flag in disarray. You got lots of cool particle effects in here. Like the game looks definitely really nice. Maybe a little tweaked from Black Ops. So yeah, that's a Russian Hind attack helicopter. And then moving on a little bit further, we've got two soldiers.
Yeah, you noticed something here with the gun, right, Scott?
Yeah, so on the top you can see two different attachments. One that appears to be a red dot sight, and another one that kind of looks like an ACOG. So could that mean you have two attachments in multiplayer or single player? Who knows? You also see a grenade launcher on the bottom of the rifle, so they'll be returning for the game. Sorry, guys, if you're not a fan of the noob tube.
There's a grip and a grenade launcher. These guns just have every attachment known to man. So.
Yeah. So you're seeing a lot really fast in this trailer. So we're gonna try to break it down as fast as we can. Here we see a Russian sub presumably launching long-range attack missiles, because those are some long missiles coming out of the base. I'm not sure if they could be considered nukes.
Yeah, well, this one, if you notice, I noticed in this next clip after the sub, presumably that's another missile flying in the middle.
From the sub, yeah.
That's about to hit the building, and clever editing will not show that missile.
Yeah, so it's hard to identify what kind of sub exactly it was. It kind of looks like a current gen, like kind of Typhoon class, but modified. Again, this is in the future, so it could be a whole
this is
new
all
thing.
Our knowledge from Hunt for Red October, so you have to
one
bear
ping
with us.
only. So moving on a little bit, we go on to another locale. Again, ones that were all teased in the teasers. Which is, of course, London.
And then Big Ben in the background.
Yeah, you see Big Ben in the background. What looks to be the tail of like a little bird helicopter, and presumably like SAS soldiers dropping off of it.
Just like fast deployment helicopter or something, dropping these guys off.
Yeah.
But, very importantly, they have gas masks for what's about to creep out into the streets.
Yeah, so you see this,
coming up here.
them firing on some sort of delivery truck, presumably, one of the insurgents or, like a terrorist activity, whatever. And then we cut to what seems to be the tubes in London, like a English commuter train is currently being derailed by unknown forces. And if you actually scroll back a little bit, you can actually see people inside the train firing on the truck that's chasing it.
Yeah,
so
it looks like one of the last scenes in Speed when the train's barreling through the station.
You can unlock me now, Jack. So things just get totally messed up. Again, lots of cool explosions in this. And then we go to Paris, which is the third locale in the trailer.
And you can already see on the street in the scene this green gas that's being emitted, and we're presuming that this is chlorine gas. I did some research, and it was used by by the German troops in World War I, and
yeah,
it has like a greenish look to it. It could be something new, something we don't even know about.
Yeah. I mean, it appears in pockets, so it could be from grenades, or it could have been a larger chemical blast. Who knows?
Yeah.
Again, we see U.S. soldiers engaged here. If you go back a little bit to the helicopter, you can see a clear U.S. patch on his shoulder. And again, gas masks. So we're apparently engaged everywhere.
Yeah, in chemical weapon warfare everywhere.
Yeah.
This
So
is,
lots of on the ground activity. Right here, you can see what is basically the French equivalent of the National Guard, at least that's what the van is marked. And it's being chased by Russian Hind helicopter through what it looks to be a shopping mall of some kind in Paris. Again, you see more troops, both French and American. And then if you see there, just for a split second, there was another Hind attack on a Hummer with a mounted machine gun on it. Presumably American forces engaged there.
yeah.
So moving on to Germany. Again, we're not entirely sure which locale this is. I think in the last teaser we thought it was Berlin.
Yeah,
but,
it was Berlin.
So it could be any number of cities here. But so you see basically a German tank in the very, very beginning, and that is presumably a Leopard 2 battle tank.
And this flying overhead right now, is that an A-10 Warhog?
Yeah, so that's an American Air Force jet. So again, we're engaged in Germany. Again, not to be completely surprised because there's a lot of American army bases there. Clearly, there's a lot of destruction going on in Berlin. This is the building we originally saw in the first teaser.
Yeah, this one was glowing green in the last teaser. So
it looks much, much better now.
Yeah,
as it
absolutely.
crumbles to the ground. More crazy explosion action. Not much, pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah, exactly. That's a car.
Yeah, and then we were back at Wall Street for a minute. Again, like American forces are engaged. The one lingering question is, has Russia taken over? Are we taking it back, or are they just now attacking? It's really hard to get a sense of the timeline because it just keeps jumping back and forth.
Yeah, it just seems like it's war on the streets, like all over the country.
Yeah, and we're also hearing Makarov at the same time saying that it doesn't take the world's largest nations to basically spark a new worldwide conflict, and that shows that it just takes the will of one man.
Yeah, and then
it
there's
shows
that
character.
creepy doubling up of the voice too.
Yeah, so you don't know if that's presumably Makarov or a new enemy altogether, or they just them being clever. So, but that's only for a split second. We see a whole lot more going on right here. If you back up a little bit, you can see the sign says Brooklyn. So. Clearly, the Brooklyn. I don't know what tunnel it is. You're the New Yorker here, Brian. You gotta.
Yeah, this looks like the Brooklyn Battery.
Yeah. So it's underwater.
I've driven down this road, but it's underwater right now.
Yeah, so you might have to wait to do that.
And I guess you have some scuba gear, and you're swimming through some levels.
Yeah, so
what we could assume.
Presumably, Allied forces taking back the city, or attacking somewhere within the city. And then right here, you see finally an AC-130 mission.
AC-130, which was just some of the most exciting missions in Modern Warfare 2.
The original Call of Duty 4, and it's hard to figure out exactly what locale it is. I zoomed in really close to see some of the cars parked on the street, and it looks like they're on the left side of the road, facing the left side of the road. So presumably this is London. So it could be Paris, though. They could have just been blown apart and thrown across the street. So who knows? But you're attacking what appears to be some sort of communications array. So maybe again, kind of Allied forces are attacking an occupied Paris. So interesting stuff.
The cool stuff, and there was the co-op parts, and there was definitely that epic moment where you're in the AC-130 and you got troops on the ground and you're helping your friends out, in the co-op.
So hopefully more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, we see. I can't really establish the locale of the scene with the gas and the citizens fleeing, as well as some soldiers in there. So it's kind of hard to determine where that is exactly. But moving on a little bit, you see, again, a Hind attack helicopter. Presumably, again, you're on the U.S. side of things, trying to take it out. And then you're back to the bay.
Yeah, another boat level, similar to the one, I guess, at the end of Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, and then here's an interesting scene there. If you go back to where you're ramming this car, who knows who you're basically trying to kill right here via auto side.
Can we even tell?
You can see some gas coming from the back of the car, so maybe that's somehow it's being distributed, or that could just be an off tint particle effect.
Yeah, all we know is these guys in the car are not having a good day.
Yeah, and then in the background you can actually see, and this is why I think it's Paris. You see basically what is the Sacred Heart Basilica of Montmartre, and apologies to all our French listeners if we totally butchered that, but basically that is a key landmark in Paris. It overlooks the entire city, so that appears to be it.
Yeah.
So finally, we cut out to back to the skyline of New York. Freedom Tower again prominently focused in the center there, and what appears to be F-22 fighter jets, attacking the city. So again, is the U.S. taking it back?
Yeah, are we taking it back or
Defending it? Who knows? So yeah, and then I think that pretty much wraps it up. They do a little clever title play here, going from WW3 to Modern Warfare,
which we totally predicted.
Yeah, so pretty clever stuff there, Activision. But yeah, there's a lot of lingering questions. Again, like who's, what the timeline is, who's attacking who. Is Russia and the United States the only real key nations involved, aside from the ones being attacked, obviously? But we'll learn a whole lot more at E3. And we want to hear your feedback. If you caught stuff that we didn't, go in the comments section. Make sure you
definitely let us know.
Tell us what you found, and if you have any theories, definitely sound off there. But in the meantime, stay tuned to our E3 coverage, and thanks for listening.
Yep, thanks a lot.